I don't want to work on this right now. So instead, I'm going to show you what I've been working on in the meantime. I genuinely didn't want to draw for like a long period of time, so I just decided instead, I wasn't thinking at all, to just build stuff in Minecraft. And this is one of the biggest worlds I have ever actually continued to work on. And I am very, 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 very happy with quite a few of these buildings and landmarks and whatever you want to call them. So, I'm gonna be your not so trustworthy tour guide on this adventure through probably something you don't really care about. But I do not care either. This world is not done yet either. But don't expect progress videos. Those probably are not going to happen. Anyway, this was the very first thing I built in this world. And I gotta say, it is quite impressive in my personal opinion. And yes, it is symmetrical. I just don't have the desire to do the whole roundabout. Anyway, this is the dock. And yes, there is an entire whole hell of a lot of a story in this world. And in this story, you dock, and the very first thing people do is try and sell you stuff, because why not? Anyway, this is also a giant, giant map of not exactly everywhere where I want to go, and I need to update it, but in the meantime, this is the dock, and not all of it has entire purpose yet, but we're working on that. Also, I didn't know how I wanted to do this, but World Generation did it for me, so I just took the inspiration, but that came after all of this stuff. So let's just get over there real quick. I built this, and I built these, or at least I built the dock, and then I built this house, because I got bored with building docks. And, well, I didn't close this door. I built this house because I was watching How to Train Your Dragon stuff, which is ironic because instead of watching How to Train Your Dragon while drawing How to Train Your Dragon, I was playing Minecraft. But, oh well. And I gotta say, it was a creative outlet. I want you to meet my sheep, Ferguson. If you've ever seen Dragons, Riders, and Defenders of Berk, that is a reference. It's a gag, it's a joke. And also, I didn't use the goat's real name because what is it, a sheep or a goat? I'm not sure. Anyway, this house is owned by the same person who owns this boat. Not my most impressive build in the whole wide world, but I mean, it's decent. It's solid. It's a single person boat. It only needs one person to operate, even though I know in the real world that's not how that works. And yeah, guy's a bit of a hoarder. But then again, I build all of my buildings with a lot of storage, because I play this game and I'm a hoarder. Anyway. Whee! And then, I built this. This lovely little house. I don't know what the inspiration for this one was. It just kind of was. So it happened. I was watching Overly Sarcastic Productions when I was building this one, because I finished Riders and Defenders of Berk. Anyway, I think my interiors are a little self-explanatory when it comes to the kitchens. Also, these trapdoors are some of my favorite in the game. That was my chair squeaking, just so everybody knows. Anyway, I have not got any control on these vines. Just, yeah, that's how that goes. And then in here, Guy has a enchantment table. Yes, this is a 2-person house. There's only 1 bed. Do with that information as you will. And that's the interior of this house. But let me show you what they own. They own this boat over here. It's my least favorite building. Ah, crap. My least favorite building in this entire build. It's so bad I didn't even bother interioring for the most part. Although this looks really cozy. This looks comfy. This looks like a nice place to just hang out. But I don't like the ship. I want to rebuild it because I don't like it. But that's not the only thing that these guys own. They don't really own this area, but they did build this area. They have a campfire. That's fun. They also have a teeny tiny little dock. Even though I got bored of building docks, I built yet another one because this pier, this area deserves it. And yes, this is almost impeding on ships coming in, but this stuff is way too shallow for ships to get through. So, and this air canal is way big enough for that ship to fit through. So I'm not worried about the continuity here. And then this, well, I don't know. I mean, it might have a purpose, I don't know. Anyway, it's a little fish shed because fishermen use the dock a lot, and this is where they like to store their fish. They have an entire cellar that's just full of fish. I'm sure you can imagine what this hut smells like. And yes, they had somebody attempting to rob this area once. Why did they want to steal fish? I will never know. Anyway, if we go on this way, we will get to this little area, which is yet another dock, because people need to get around, right? Anyway, this was the next thing I built. Yes, I'm deviating from the pathway because shut up. I was watching GT Live when I built this area. I was watching specifically Cooking with Friends, watching Matt play Cooking with Friends. Anyway, I don't know what the story behind this blacksmith guy is, other than the fact that he tried to build an automatic storage thing and it didn't work because I don't know how to do redstone. And also, if we go down here into the basement, ooh, Cooking with Friends inspired? No, it's not. It's more the mine that was attempted to be made, but this guy gave up after he drained the lake of water because this entire thing was full of water when I started, and he didn't want to endanger himself any further, so he kind of drained it, got what he needed, and made a break for it, because I got lost in here and I didn't want to come back. I might come back eventually. I don't know. If I can just get out of here now. So this is the blacksmith area. There's something suspicious about him. We don't know what it is. Anyway. Next up, we've got the farmer's house. And they are simplistic, to say the least. Sort of. They also really, really, really like to read. I don't know. Man, I'm not good at interiors. Anyway, they also have a balcony. This was not part of the original plan for this building, but it became a thing, so it is now a thing. And yes, literally everybody grows glowberries, because why? Because I don't know. Anyway, they have an outdoor kitchen. Why did they not build it on the inside? I will never know. Why did I not build it on the inside? I have no clue. Anyway, this is their garden, and yes, it is made to feed everybody who came to this island on that big ol' ship in the very beginning here. We're skipping past this area because we will get back to that. Anyway, this is not for you. Go away. Hey! I just said to your friend over there, this is not for you. Get off! Move! Out of here. Damn it. Okay. Damn it. Okay. I'll fix that later. Anyway. go down here. And yes, I carved this entire area out just to build a bridgeway staircase down. I don't know. This used to be full of lava. Until I decided that this was where the people who do the actual mining are gonna reside. And yes, this is gonna take a minute. So, just bear with me. Woo! And once again, I have not come back to this area because I got lost once and I didn't want to do that again. And yes, this is a far way down because but once you hit the bottom, these guys are equipped with some stuff. They're automatic smelters over here. They're replenishing lava supply. There are diamonds that I haven't gotten yet because I just haven't done that yet because I came in here once, explored a little bit, got lost, didn't want to come back. I'll come back eventually, I'm sure. Again, this world is not complete yet, but anyway, I did some falsies instead. These guys have a lot of stuff despite, you know. Anyway, this is a creative world. Leave me alone. I was gonna build a teeny tiny little garden down here, but decided against it. I don't know why, I just did. Woo, I forgot that I can get up a hell of a lot faster than I can get down. And we're up. Okay. And now we go to the area that I said we were going to leave behind for a minute. Storage! This is kind of all-encompassing storage. And then in here is a freezer box. Mostly for produce. Like meat and stuff like that. Because it's connected. It's all connected. They have the miners, the person who built this, and the farmer all have an agreement that they can kind of share this storage as long as this is used for produce. Because, you know, things will go bad if they're not kept cold. Or extremely salty. And I don't think we have salt in Minecraft. But anyway, next up is this. This mess. And yes, I say it's a mess because it's kind of a mess. I was watching Attack on Titan when I built this building. And it's a mess. It's really small. 2 people live here. They don't like each other. And they each have their secrets. Actually, can I... Where is this one's secret? I think this one's secret is up here. But, yeah. This one has an enchantment table. Because, ooh, secrets, magic is, like, not allowed around here. Or so they think. And then this one over here is actually a communal area. Because even though they don't get along, the next door neighbor wants to get along. So they built this area. And they each have their own attic space as well, which I have nothing here for guy on the left. But for the one on the right, if I can find his trapdoor... Yes, I'm calling everyone he, him, yada yada yada. That's... I don't know. Not everyone who lives here is male. I just... You know... I'm a horrible person. Anyway. This house is incredibly empty. Why? I don't know. But they also have their secret. And their secret is another portal. No, I'm not going through the nether portal. I have done precisely nothing in there. I want to, I just haven't yet. But yes, this whole thing is laid out despite not needing to all be laid out because it's for decoration. Yippee! And yes, this window is blocked off because secrets. Anyway, oh wait, there's one more thing. There is also another room. Okay, I forgot about a lot of stuff in here because I kind of rushed through it. But anyway, this person's attic space is a kitchen of sorts. It's very packed. You know how it goes. Anyway, kitchens are my favorite thing to build in Minecraft. I do not know why. But then, they also have a communal deck space. And yes, person on the right was the person who planted these flowers and made it all look pretty. Person on the left put this here because barbecue is good, man. What do you want? And the reason why barbecue is so delicious around here is because, oh yeah, they each have their own entranceway too. But anyway, they work together on this part of the farm. They are responsible for a lot of the animals. And yes, this is temporary because I intend on building the horses their own stable space. I just have to figure out where. And this is typically where they put their animals that are, you know, breeding, but this was built a long time ago, so all of the animals who are in here are all full grown. Anyway, it's for decoration. What do you want? Also storage! Lots and lots of storage. And in here are the rabbits and the chickens, because those animals are going to get trampled by everything else. Because everything else is so much bigger. Yes. Anyway, not much more to say about this. This is just more food for everybody. But if we go back past here, and there's no pathway leading from here to here because that's already in the way, and also these guys came here on a boat. We'll get to that. Anyway, we have the logger camp. And the loggers got into a fight with the hunters over there because they both work in the forest, but these guys make a hell of a lot of noise and scare away all the animals. So they actually came to a compromise, and there is a boundary where they are not allowed to cross into the hunters area. But there's also another boundary that they are not allowed to cross because it encourages them to replant the trees that they've cut down, which is not exactly shown here because this is in the middle of production. But this is their workshop. More storage. Yippee! They are stripping logs over here. They're also stripping logs outside, but that's not important right now. They have a lot of stuff in here. A lot of it's useless. I don't care. But they're building all sorts of stuff around here. They've got all sorts of crap. And then, and there is more than one, but I don't exactly show that with this next part of this building because I'm an asshole. But down here, more storage and a place to sleep. Because everybody lives at their job around here. But anyway, they cut all these logs down, they work on them, they strip them down, they have all sorts of stuff that they're doing and building and yada yada yada. And whatever they don't end up using for themselves gets taken over here and put into bundles because they also need to make money, guys. Come on. But anyway, it gets taken over here and put into all these bundles so that they can put it on a ship and sell it. And this, ignore the fact that this crane is too small, guys. I realize it's too small. I'm sorry. I'm not good at building. Anyway, that's a lie, but it's, I don't know. Anyway, if you will notice, there are a lot of logs on this ship. And yes, I did count every single tree that I cut down, and for every single log, there is a stump. For the most part. There are some stumps I had to remove for other reasons, but every single log once belonged to a stump. So that's fun. I remembered how many trees I cut down, and I put that amount of wood in these areas, except there's more wood than there were in the trees because it's aesthetically pleasing to have them all be in uniform lengths. So anyway, let's go to the captain's quarters real quick. And yes, this is a big boat, and a lot of the interior is not really that great because it's a big boat. But anyway, place to sleep for the captain. I don't know if this is actually what the captain's quarters is for, but it's also a big meeting room. And also a place for the captain to make food and store the captain's stuff, because of course it is. Anyway, and then of course up here, we have the steering wheel. Whoa. Anyway, let's go down below for a minute. And I was already corrected by somebody else about how I have this ship set up, but again, it's too big for me to do much with. So anyway, we have all this open space, and the crew's quarters. Insufficient amount of crew for a ship this big. I know, that's intentional. Anyway, more storage, more kitchen space, more yada yada yada. Anyway, do you want to see how horrible my interiors really are? I'm hiccuping, sorry. This is empty. Why? Because I thought, well, it could be used for more space, for more stuff to sell. And then down here is just some more storage. So, it's a bit wonk, but oh well. I built the ship too big. I built it way too big. But that is that. And my sails suck, guys. These are all flat and one-dimensional because there's no actual air in the sails right now, and they're supposed to be curled up but not tied down because they're ready to set sail. They're just not quite ready to set sail. Anyway, next we go to the hunter's cabin, which does have a sort of pathway. It's this, but they don't use the pathway very often because they're kind of homebodies. They don't like getting out much. There are times where they do, though, because they have to sell what they have got. But again, they don't go hunting very often as to encourage not decreasing the population to 0. So, over here, we have their hunter's wagon, which is currently empty, but it is ready when they have to go hunting. Crap. Anyway, this is why I'm in creative. And this is their horses. One of them is for the cart, and 2 of them are for riding out and hunting. Did I tell you? Or, well, you wouldn't have known this anyway, but the other day, I was playing Red Dead Online, and I found a legendary deer, and I frickin' missed it. Anyway, this is their communal living space, and there's 2 of them living here, and they're, again, homebodies. They don't like getting out. Give you one guess what's behind this door. That's right, it's storage. I'll give you one guess what's next to the kitchen. That's right, it's storage. And then this is their kitchen, and it's actually a decently sized kitchen, and I really like this build. It's pretty, okay? Leave me alone. I told you I was a very bad tour guide. Anyway, this is the master bedroom. It's empty as hell, but he does have his armor and his decorations and his map of his area, which is what all of this is, and his bed, which we're not going to talk about that. Anyway, and then this is the other person. More storage, of course. And they're interesting. They like making art. Anyway. And then there's nothing over here. It's just a place to look out a window. Anyway. Then we go up here into the attic. This is a planning area. And this is some more storage. And this is pointless. And most of this room is empty, but it's pretty much a place to just plan out where and what to hunt. So, I mean, you do you guys. They don't like anybody. They especially don't like the loggers, but again, they've made peace because they came to their compromise, and the loggers were okay with that, because it's like, yeah, we should probably encourage replanting the trees that we cut down so that we have more to do. Anyway, then we go to another disconnected area, because I just haven't gotten this far yet. This is going to be a village area. This is a pathway to the main plaza, where everything is sold. Yes, everything. 4 buildings is all it takes to sell. Damn it. 4 buildings is all it takes to sell everything. This is where the blacksmith and the miners come to sell their stuff. Sometimes the miners do. Sometimes the miners just give it to the blacksmith to make stuff, and then they sell it here. But anyway, they work together. They're cool like that. This is where the loggers come and sell their domestic wares, stuff that they're not putting on the ship. They come over here and sell to the people living here, because people need to build their houses. What do you want? Over here, I didn't close the door again, my bad, is where the farmer sells their wares. And this is also where the two people on the smaller dock also have some of their stuff sold because they grow sugarcane and glowberries, and that can be sold. And over here is one last thing, one last building, and it is where the hunters and the livestock farmers, that's the word, haha, sell their stuff. Oh yeah, the fish are here too, because the fishermen needed some place to sell their wares too. And all of these buildings, for the most part, have their own little area. Something to track their sales, which I don't have any because I'm the only person playing on this world. Sad. And storage. And more sales stuff. Basically, they're doing I can't speak. They're doing their job. They're keeping track of their stuff. And yes, everybody has one of those, except for the blacksmith over here, because they don't have much to sell anyway, because most of the stuff that they're selling is based on commission. Yeah, anyway. So that, my friends, is this world so far. It's communal, and yet giant. Because usually I don't make it past where I begin. So I'm actually really happy with this world. But if you don't mind me, I think it's time for me to go back on to where I started this journey. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna take an afternoon nap.